Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Nvidia reported, AMAT dropped, and making money has been easier than ever. We're going to go over that, our precise daily stock levels, our game plan in Forex, as well as our full stock analysis. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. Oh, what an interesting day indeed. What an interesting day when making money just became easy. And a lot of you guys might be coming and saying, oh, this is conceited or you're boasting. And quite the contrary. I mean it genuinely from the bottom of my heart. Again, we're applying some of the most consistent strategies out there. And I always told you guys from day one that my strategies will change with the market. I'm not a one trick pony, but I am using whatever trick works today and tomorrow. And when that changes, I'll figure out what works in the future. Well, and I just learned something and figured out something today. And I will be releasing my new strategy shortly. More consistency, more ways to make money. Are you guys half as excited as I am? I'm sure you are. I can't even like hide the smile on my face. Like I figured out something new, and we will be disclosing that to you guys. And it's actually simpler than you think. So we were talking about the one and done and high five strategies and how we're just going to come in and do the same thing every single day and make money just about every single day executing the one and done and high five strategy. So, looking at the one and done strategy here, just want to show you things on our radar. I caught the majority of these ideas today. We're watching Boeing this morning. And I want to thank the room for pointing out the fact that it was upgraded today and not initiated because it was actually funny. Fly on the Wall misreported. Fly on the Wall actually misreported what Boeing was. So, what does the one and done strategy say? Choose a name with positive or negative news. Boeing had a positive upgrade. After step two, after the first 1 minute bar closes, look for the stock to break out of the top of the first candle, the next candle in the 1 minute that breaks out. If it does, simply buy in. If you did the one and done, which we called out today in Boeing, if you were part of this trade, it went from 339.20 to 341.35 in less than 60 seconds. You jumped up $2.15 in 60 seconds. You want to know what the options did? Well, if you took common stock, you couldn't really have made like $1. You would have had to screw up royally because it was just like, it just shot up through the roof. So if you were part of that Boeing one and done, which a lot of you were, and again, I want to thank you guys for not texting me on my cell phone, because a lot of people were writing me. I was getting emails today at 9:33 a.m., 9:34 a.m., 9:35 a.m. saying that they caught the Boeing one and done and they were done for the day. One dude made over $7,000 in 3 minutes and was like, bye, Mark. Thank you. Love the one and done. Love the room. I'll see you later. Is that amazing? Let's say you held it for more than 60 seconds. Boeing ended up climbing to 343.85 by 9:57, but within a minute, within 5 minutes, you were already up 3.5 points. 3.5 points approximately. So if you did the one and done here, just to give you an idea what the options did, if you're playing the 340 options, they doubled. They doubled in 1 minute. Well, it's Boeing. All the volume you want in the world. It's Boeing. I mean, you could buy as much Boeing as you want. You could buy as much of these other names we're going to go over. So, what was the Boeing strategy? The one and done. Simple. A lot of you guys didn't catch that one. That's okay. What do we do after the one and done is done? You go to the high five. You go from 1 to 5. Very easy. Let's go over the high five strategy here. Boeing comes down, hits the 5-minute exponential 8. I go ahead and buy through 342.70. Those option calls went up 30 to 40%. Right over here on one 5-minute bar, 342.70 to 343.31, and then eventually, of course, grinded up to $345.99. Eventually, hit 346.60, and a lot of you guys were just swinging it all day. How beautiful was that? How beautiful was that? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you something. On Sunday, I am going to reveal a strategy. Now, why is this important? Why is this important? Because this is life changing. This is life changing. Who knows how much money I'm going to make off this? Me, if I had to guess, 7 figures at least. Not in a week, not in a day, but in a year. Yeah, in like 12 months is what I mean in a year, not to like December 2018. I should make over $1 million with this strategy. You're a new trader, you're a beginner trader. I could see you making, again, I can't tell you what you're going to do or not do. Guess, total guess. Let's talk about if I took a random person off the street and they asked me, Mark, if you had to take a random crapshoot in the world for how much I'm going to make off this strategy in a year, what would you say? And I'm a brand new trader. 100 to $200,000 modestly, considering you're playing modest. The strategy will be revealed on Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The strategy will be released then. When I say $1 million, I'm not I would guess I wouldn't throw more than $5,000 to $10,000 worth of options per trade for this. So I see you talking about account size. Not really, is my response to you on that. Yeah, if you have I've seen people with like account sizes of $500. Okay, fine. But like if you have an account size of like $5,000, $10,000, which I'm not counting anybody's money, is considered small. Sunday, 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 right? Fun day. We are going to reveal our third simple, effective, easy strategy. And it's so simple and effective, you're probably going to laugh. You're probably going to be like, oh, I should have thought of that. But it's okay. We have the backtest results based on the Newsbeat live names that we give. Drum roll, drum roll. 81% effective. 81% effective. And you want to know what the beauty about it is? It's going to increase exponentially the number of trades we do after 11 o'clock a.m. Come on, guys, just give me a big hug right now. I just want a big hug, huge hug, no makeout sessions. Even though it's in my mind, I am married. I love you guys. We need like a big group. We need like a big group hug. Yeah, there you go, Jimmy. Group hug. I'm going to change your lives on Sunday. The reason why I'm not releasing it today is A, I want to do a big presentation, and B, I just want to run one more test on it, and I want to run one more test on it for earnings names. And once I run the test on it for earnings names, you're going to see that I'll release it then. So it's not because I'm being like Melnick is leaving me in suspense. No, I put out on the first date, but I just need to test it one more time with the earnings names, and then I just want to see if it works, how well in the earnings names, and then I'm gonna put together the whole simple, effective strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be unveiling this on Sunday, 7:30 p.m. on YouTube and on Facebook. So let's talk about what's happening in the market. Earnings, earnings, earnings. Of course, you probably saw Nvidia. I ended up ignoring this one. I ended up taking a GDX strangle overnight, buying calls and puts expiring tomorrow. Complete and utter lotto. I paid 22 cents for $18 puts and $18.50 calls. And I said, you know what? GDX, I could see it bouncing up here. GDX, I could see it falling again. Either way, I'm cool. That's what I ended up doing. So what did Nvidia do? Excuse me, Nvidia fell. They're down about 13 points at the moment after hours as the stock part of me again wanted to buy those 240 puts. I guess I'm glad I didn't buy the 240 puts, and part of me wanted to buy the $300 calls. And I just thought I would talk about their earnings. $1.94 beats the $1.66 expected. That crushed analysts' expectations. 3.12 billion beat the 3.1 billion. That crushed expectations. They saw Q3 revenue of 3.25 billion. The consensus was 3.34 billion, but they said something funny. They said plus or minus 2%. So I guess they didn't like to hear that. Um, I didn't talk about it. I wish I did, but I didn't actually talk about this. But their data center revenues was what I thought would be their most powerful revenue, with their cryptocurrency revenue obviously being the worst. Again, if you are the person who are buying video cards to mine cryptocurrency, you're an amateur miner. And I talked to all these farms, and they're all shutting down across the United States right now. I remember 6 months ago, all these people wanted me to help them run cryptocurrency operations because I designed an algorithm that actually told you what's the best hardware to mine any coin at any given moment. And there was a software out there that was better than all the websites out there and things that you used, and not one of them actually suggested using a video card for any of the top 20 cryptocurrency coins you could have mined. And when I spoke to all these farms out in Washington, out in all these states and all these counties where the electricity was dirt cheap, and I would talk to these people, and I would talk to some crypto expert. And not to sound conceited, but every time I talked to them, they always knew what they were talking about. They were always 10 steps ahead of me. And at the end of the call, I said, you don't know what you're doing. Have a nice day. Click. And I probably was on 100 of these phone calls at least. At least it feels that way. It probably ended up being a few dozen, but we had more than one phone call with all these people. And it just ended up being one simple fact. I will say the one sentence to let you know why, since the beginning of time, why video cards were always the worst miners of cryptocurrency. ASIC miners will always be better than video cards. ASIC miners will always be able to replace video cards. And before you say the next genius thing out of your mouth and saying, Mark, but what if they do a soft fork and they start changing this and not allowing the ASIC miner and trying to screw over the designers of the ASIC miner so everybody needs to use video cards? Because that was like the best retort I got. And I said, okay, genius, show me the last 20 cryptocurrencies that did a soft fork. Show me what their daily chart looks like. Here, I'll show you with my hand. They all plummeted into oblivion. You want to start screwing around with soft forks? You want to start screwing around with um, the your algorithmic hasher or your hash rate algo, your algo responsible for mining? You want to start playing around with that? Bye bye. Might as well shoot your cryptocurrency in I wouldn't even say the leg, I would say in the face. Like, you want to destroy it, destroy it. So when Nvidia basically started failing on the cryptocurrency side, I looked at it and I was like, no. I was like, wow, that's not a surprise. So they came out and they basically said um, their cryptocurrency division was not doing well. Do I think this is negative for Nvidia? It's yes, because anything that Nvidia doesn't make money on is negative. That would be the same thing like me saying, you ever walk into a Skechers store, anybody? And there's like that big gumball machine in the front where you could put in it's like cute. It's like the size of me. It's like a huge, it's taller than me. I'm like 6'4". Um, it's this huge gumball machine and just it's huge. And you put in yeah, you have to put in a quarter like with your arm up like this, and you put in a quarter and you twist it, and the little gumball spirals down the thing. And if you ask me, Mark, Skechers is removing all those gumball machines from their store. Do you think that's bad for business? And I'm going to say yes, because there are still people who are throwing quarters in there. But it doesn't take away from their core business, which is selling shoes and sneakers. That analogy is the same way I feel about Nvidia. It would almost be like I'm trying to find like a perfect correlation here. Imagine McDonald's was selling t-shirts. I don't know if you remember back in the day, but there was actually a point where McDonald's, at least the ghetto McDonald's in Brooklyn that I used to go to, they used to sell T-shirts of like they had the Ronald McDonald and they had the what was it, the Hamburglar, and little T-shirts for kids, and they'd go up and they'd get their Happy Meal and they would display the shirts and be, ooh, mommy, I want a shirt. And if you ask me if McDonald's stopped selling T-shirts, which they have, would that be bad for business? Yes, but they'll get over it and before they could blink their eye. So that's how I feel about Nvidia's cryptocurrency division. Let's talk about what they did well, and let's talk about why I'm bullish on Nvidia. And let me actually show you why I will accurately predict every single analyst commentary tomorrow. Um, data center revenue grew 83% to 760 million. Gaming revenue, the most important part of their business, in my humble opinion, grew 52% to $1.8 billion. Professional visualization revenue for all you graphic designers, 20% year over year grew. How about this? They grew automotive revenue by 13% to $161 million. They see no contributions from cryptocurrency going forward. And they basically said their graphic processing units, their GPU business revenue was up 2.66 billion, up 40% from a year ago, down 4% sequentially, led by performance in gaming and professional visualization. I don't think you guys, coming from an ex-professional gamer, I don't think you guys are appreciating how big professional gaming is. Do you realize how much money is in the new Dota tournament? Do you realize there's a game called Dota 2? Do you realize how much money is in the prize pool in this new international? It's still actually increasing. I think it's it's over $24 million right now to the winner of a video game. I was born a little too early. If I was born today, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I'd be playing Dota 2 professionally. But it's still increasing every single day. Good graphic cards for gamers. I mean, I use a couple $1,000s worth of Nvidia graphic cards in my computer, and I love it. And it makes everything smooth for me, broadcasting, trading, and doing everything that I need to do. Yeah, yeah. When I was a Street Fighter 2 world champion, $15,000, 1997. $15,000, 1997. Fast forward 21 years later, it should reach $30 million by the end. They're still raising money for it. It's going to be over $30 million. So gaming has gotten to the next level. So when you want to talk about Nvidia's gaming revenue. This isn't not the stupid little video game your kid is playing. This is when you go to South Korea. Let me tell you what's in South Korea. When you're in the hotel room and you're flipping through and you're like, oh, news, stupid TV show, you know what's in South Korea? There are channels dedicated to professional gaming. Nvidia says Fortnite and PUBG have strengthened the video game market. As long as there's a hot new video game, people are going to want to play it using the best graphics forward, and that's going to be Nvidia. Now, what are the analysts going to say tomorrow? Here's two baskets. Here's two baskets. The analysts are going to fall in these two baskets. You ready? One set of analysts are going to reiterate their higher price targets on Nvidia, saying earnings are strong, momentum is strong, they're going to get past this cryptocurrency thing. I agree with them. Then you're going to have those analysts who actually raise the price target of Nvidia higher. So you're going to get a bag of reiterations and you're going to get a bag of upgrades. I don't really think you're going to get downgrades off of earnings like this. I think looking at what they're doing, looking at what they reported, I don't think you're going to get those many, if there's one analyst, maybe one, if there is one, that's going to actually downgrade Nvidia based on what they said. So that's what the analysts are going to do tomorrow. Look forward to that. We might have a buying and shorting opportunity in Nvidia tomorrow. And then, of course, AMAT reported. That's Applied Materials, AMAT. Going to go a little over this real quick, and then I'm going to teach you how you can make money tomorrow, more importantly, right? $1.20 versus $1.17 expected. 4.47 billion beats the 4.43 billion expected. Here is where they dropped the ball. They see their Q4 revenue 92 cents to a dollar versus the $1.17 consensus. Yikes. They dropped their fiscal year 2018 projections, basically saying they're going to make $4.41 to $4.49 versus the $4.59 expected. AMAT deservedly got beaten up. I mean, deservedly. I mean, you could see why AMAT got the snot kicked out of it. That's going to set up for a short strategy tomorrow. So I want to also really just quickly show you some of the other names. So we showed you that how we called the Boeing longs today. We also called Apple long today. Look, using a simple high five strategy, we caught Apple. And when we're scalping these names, just remember you could scalp as heavy as you need in an Apple. I mean, there is, as far as we're concerned, infinite shares. You're not going to move the price of Apple by buying or selling Apple. Each one of these bars are doing 300,000 to 750,000 shares of Apple. So here's Apple. As we say on the high five strategy, come up, hit this little yellow line here, and then bounce up. So we called the long here through 212.97, and Apple rallied to 213.53. Doesn't seem like a lot. It was some of the easiest. You can make a quick 100, 500,000, 2,000, $5,000 on a play like that based on your size. It really is so easy. And when you're buying something and you just see green bar, green bar, green bar, green bar, green bar, you're not really holding through some pain at all while you're holding this trade. It's smooth sailing. You're up money practically instantly. Practically instantly. And Apple was another one of the names we called out today. Another name we called out was NTAP. We called an NTAP short here through $80.83. So even on a big up day, we're still able to call the short. NTAP came out, broke through this level, flushed down, made money on the puts. 1, 2, 3, easy. Caught Cisco today. High five strategy hits right here. We brought through 45.48, immediately at 45.66. Options went up 15, 20% in about 2, 3 minutes. And I was like, buy. And if you held it, you obviously would have pulled down and then came up and you would have made more. But I know people like to say that scalping is dead. And there's some of you out there who might be watching this and you might be thinking, I need to make a dollar or two or three per trade. That's fine. And maybe some of you are making money, but what you guys aren't is batting over 700. You're not making money over 70% of the time aiming for numbers like that, unless you're using my strategies on an Amazon or a Google or a Booking, which is Priceline. Unless you're trading some of those or a Tesla even. Yes, then you can make a dollar. But in general, when you're just trying to make money, we're giving you names like Apple, Cisco, Boeing, NTAP. We even called a Walmart long today. Can you believe that? In the morning we were like, look at Walmart flush through 98.93, and it actually plummeted a dollar in 20 minutes when we made that call. I actually didn't short that one, but what I did do right here was when Walmart hit this 5 minute and broke through 99.85, I bought it. Stock went to 99.19 right away in a couple candles. So what is 98.85 to 99.19? It's 34 cents. But what does it really translate to? Your options went up 20%. If you took shares, you could have made 20 cents, 15 cents, 30 cents very easily. And if you held it stubbornly, the stock would have eventually headed even higher and you would have made more. Do you realize what it's like to be in our room when this is happening? Do you realize like how it works? You might be saying like I don't need to catch these little things. Do you realize that our call outs are generally in this market like between today and yesterday they're like between 90 and 100% consistent, like in between that range? Do you understand that? Do you understand how easy it is to make money when I'm saying, all right, guys, I'm watching Walmart here at 10:55 to 11 o'clock. All right, guys, I'm still watching Walmart. It's 11:05. All right, guys, I'm still watching Walmart. It's 11:10. And then after this 11:10 bar close, guys, I'm gonna put a market order in the 99 Walmart calls. I have my order set up. I'm gonna click it in if we break 98.85. Stock breaks 98.85. Click. Oh, guys, I'm in. Oh, guys, I'm up money. That's what it feels like to be in the Newsbeat live room. And we're doing this on Boeing, Apple, Walmart. We're doing it across the board. We're going to crush this market volatility. Don't get suckered into the person who's always saying, I think the market is going to, flush over the next few weeks. It's not really suckered so much as it's a very difficult call. Me, I like the easy money. Let me put it this way. You know what the market is like to me? Imagine this. Imagine you're walking into a dungeon of money and you're walking in, and right in front of your face on a table is $1,000 in $100 bills. $1,000. You could take that. But across that burning, flaming pit over there with, the walls caving in with spikes on them, they got swinging, logs that are pointed at the end. There's like a snake pit you got to jump over, but across there's $3,000. Which one would you take? Wouldn't you want to just keep taking like the $1,000 and walking away? What is my analogy here? You can make as much money as you want. I was being modest when I said $1,000. We're trading Walmart. Think about it. We're trading Boeing, Walmart, Apple, Cisco. Could go as heavy as you need. You know that? You could go as heavy as you need. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to keep making this easy money. And you're going to be like, oh, I love trading. I love it. And then you know what's going to happen? I'm going to say, hey guys, I'm buying 400 calls of this. Hey guys, I'm buying 1,500 calls of this. Hey guys, I'm buying 800 calls of this right here. What do you think is going to happen after I say that? What would your best guess be? Is if I come to you and I say I'm buying 500 to 1,000 option calls in something. What do you think is going to happen next? I'll give you one guess. Now all of a sudden you make a hefty five-figure day, a low six-figure day, and all of a sudden everything is just accumulating up on top of each other, and you have entered the upper echelon of consistent traders on the planet. We're going to make money. We're going to keep doing it. Precise daily stock levels. Here you go. You want the levels tomorrow in the Qs, spiders, IWM, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google? Did you want to not have to draw all these algorithmic levels, spend the time doing it? Wouldn't it be easy if you could just hit print screen right now and have a list whether you're in the Newsbeat live room or not, and just literally have that next to you while you trade so you know where Mark feels the next important levels are? You want to know the funny thing about what Mark feels? The robots agree with me. That's the funniest part about all of this. I only feel that way because the robots feel that way. The robots don't feel that way because I feel that way. I feel that way because the market algorithms feel that way. Very simple. Right over there. It's all there for you. How about our game plan? I'm not crazy about this game plan call, even though I might do it. I'm giving you guys Walmart short through today's lows, 97.91 for a short idea. Maybe you look for a quick short through stock. You know, it's kind of funny. Somebody was like, they emailed me. They're like, Mark, I don't know how to trade options. That's why I didn't join your room. It was an amazing Amazon call that you had during the last open house where we called the first 5 minute bar, then we called it actually plummeting, and we did it in real time, and people were like, "Wow, that's amazing." And they're like, "I don't trade options." You want to know what, ladies and gentlemen? I would, because there's so many people, I would estimate probably around 80% of the room strictly trade stock, shares of stock. It's not hard to trade shares of stock with the names we're calling. However, I have a different discipline and a different attitude towards the market. And I think once you start making money with options, you'll never go back. And yes, I do trade shares. Believe me, if I have a medium conviction idea and the name is super tight, I could take 50 to a couple 100,000 shares, and not of like an Amazon or Google. I'm not doing stupid things like that. I don't even think I have the buying power to do that. 100,000 shares of Google. Do I have the buying power to do that? 100,000. No, I don't have the I no, I do not have the buying power to do that. So, like options really allows you to leverage in a different way. And if you're making money consistently through options, you're gold. You're gold. I remember showing you guys how I took $20,000 account with options, not taking more than $20,000, and turned it into $1.1 million in less than 8 months. Less than 8 months. $1.1 million dollars with $20,000 in options. So I don't want you guys to think like, to be consistent that you need like a lot of money, or to make a living you need a lot of money. I humbly disagree with that. Unless you consider, $20,000 for a trading account a lot of money. I consider $20,000 a ton of money, but for a trading account, it's modest. Let's just be honest about it. It's a little modest. You don't need a lot of money to make a lot of money. So Walmart, simple. Lotto puts for me. Maybe you short shares. 97.91 is the level I'm watching for tomorrow. I have one measly Forex trade for you guys. That's it. That's my setup. It's a buy order. Here's my size in US standard lots. It's Great Britain pound Swiss franc. That's GBP CHF. Here's the price, 5 decimal places out of where my bid is right now. Again, I put these bids in directly right before I start the broadcast, and they're farther way down, so I'm obviously not getting filled on any of them now. Here's my stop loss in case I get filled and I am wrong. Here's my take profit level in case I get filled and I am right. And 5 days a week, I cancel these orders and I put in fresh ones for you. Do not miss Sunday's episode of the Newsbeat show. If you're joining us here late, I'm going to unveil my simple effective strategy number 3. It's going to be a miraculous event. It's going to be so stupid, you're going to laugh at it and say, I could have thought of that. You're going to laugh at it, and you're going to probably make a ton of money with me, is probably what you're going to be. I can't believe I saw that. All right, come on, ATM, spit it out. That's how I feel about the strategy. And I know that sounds a little different with the way I talk, but let's just be honest. Look at what we're doing here. It's incredible. If you have the ability to take advantage of the thickest names, people who only trade the small cap names and are afraid of trading the bigger names out there. I'm not saying you have to trade Google and Amazon, but if you're afraid like of an Apple, of a Walmart, and names like that, or a Facebook, or just or a Netflix even, options takes away all Options allows you to measure your risk in the trade before. If you want to trade Apple and you're like, I want to risk $50 in Apple. If I am super wrong, I don't want to miss more than 50 bucks. I don't care if Apple gets halted and files bankruptcy. I want to lose 50 bucks. That's where options comes into play. That's where options help you really learn how to manage risk and make money. So, Sunday, we'll be unveiling our new simple effective strategy. That's going to be number 3. We're going to add to the beautiful list of the one and done, to the beautiful list of the high five, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it Sunday at 7:30. So I can't wait to see you guys then. And with all these names we're catching, and with all this consistency, and the truth is there are other trades here that I didn't even go over today that were very easy to catch and make money on. And we were just all over the markets, and we're going to continue to do this, and we're going to continue to do it at a very consistent pace. Do you think there is a reason, ladies and gentlemen, why the Newsbeat Live Room is the largest, fastest growing trading room in the nation? Happy trading, make money. We'll see you guys next time on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.